back a good few years from FIFA 11 up until FIFA 19. I think goalkeeping was its peak era. It was so good back then. The options that you had traditional, acrobatic, you had loads of different builds you could do using the traits, and it just worked. Obviously there were still some issues, but it worked. Compared to what it is now, it was night and day difference. So I'm going to talk to you about the playstyles that are in the game at the minute. We've got the one-on-one, the far reach footwork, cross claimer, deflector, and far throw. I think that's them all. So the one-on-one, I think, is probably the best one out of them all. It's the more reliable one where you can come out, close people down. Yes, you are going to slide on your knees and concede a lot of goals, but it is the more reliable one across the other 5. Far reach is good when it works, but it doesn't trigger hardly ever anymore. You got footwork, I think, is a good addition now, especially for the low driven shot, but again, it still doesn't work as often as it should, and you are losing out on potentially deflector. That you could swap that or with far reach. And between the other two, far reach and footwork, it becomes a chess game depending on your height. I think that's where I tend to go off. If you're below 6'5", I think far reach is pretty good to have on, and if you're above 6'5", then footwork is good for your leg when you can spread them out wider, being a bigger man. Cross claimer is absolutely useless. Like, you don't need it when you're coming out to claim a cross or a corner, or you can manage perfectly fine without it. It shouldn't even be in the game, to be honest. It's a useless playstyle. You got deflector, again, another really good addition to the game. If it worked, it's supposed to push the ball further away from your opposition team, but it doesn't. It still does the same thing. Again, a good addition, but useless. Far throw, again, it's been in the game since the beginning, and the amount of times I've tried having it on just to get more possession with the ball on counter attacks, and you'll go to throw it and the opposition will get a leg up whilst the ball is in mid-flight and bring it down, you know, in the middle of the park or somewhere like that. Or your player will go to throw it and he'll just roll it to your centre backs or to the opposition, which has happened to me a few times. And we're going to talk about some ways how we can change that. I'm going to add this one in. It's not a goalkeeper one, but I have to say there's goalkeeper builds on YouTube, and people seem to think that playing with the aerial playstyle in gold. Guys, please listen to me here. The aerial playstyle does not help you as a goalkeeper. You're wasting a playstyle, even though they don't really work. You're still wasting a playstyle. Aerial does not work on a goalkeeper. It only triggers when you're jumping for a header, not to catch the ball. Please believe me. So if you are running aerial, take it off. It's useless. You just wasted a playstyle. So I'm going to talk to you about some of the changes I think that would be nice to have into FC26 or bring back. So quick reflex. I think we all want quick reflex back, right? I don't know why they took it out. Apparently it was overpowered and we could save everything, which is a lie. We all know that. Even going back 2 or 3 years, you know, we were still conceding a lot. We've had the statue animation where we just stand still, don't even lock onto the ball. That's been in the game now for about 5 years. And as you know, there's loads of other chances that we could save, but the keeper just doesn't react. So the quick reflexes, I think, is a must to come back. We need it. We need that extra bit of a boost for us. Using X or square to dive at people's feet, making yourself big. So this used to be in the game a good few years ago. I think it came out. I think EA stopped it at like FIFA 16. I could be wrong there, but it was early days into the goalkeeper position where you could run out, and on PlayStation, if you pressed square or circle, you would dive at somebody's feet, or you would spread your player out really wide again, but diving at the feet. And then on Xbox, it was X and B. So I'd like to see that come back, because when you can rush out, you can dive at people's feet manually and not have the rush goalkeeper slide across the floor and players just ball roll you or just shoot it in. Because sometimes your goalkeeper slides in across the floor before they've even taken a shot. As your player gets close to the ball, your keeper just starts sliding everywhere. So it'd be nice to get that back into the game, where you can actually close people down and then press X and make yourself big, and, you know, arms spread wide, legs spread wide. And again, that can go hand in hand with the footwork save. If you've got somebody who's running in, you can press X and you can make yourself big at the near post. There's loads of ways how you can use that to work. Like previous FIFAs. I'd like to see the hold in Y and pressing triangle to make saves, where people are spamming the triangle or Y button, and because it's activating the one-on-one all the time really fast, you keep 8 out of 10 times pulls off a save and you don't even have to flick your right stick. It does work, but I wouldn't recommend doing it because it's not the best way to learn how to play goalkeeper, and you are going to get found out if you play against a really good striker or a team and you're spamming Y, and you're just going to be held on your spot because when they pass it along, it's hard enough to get back already, but if you're spamming that Y button or triangle, you're just going to be held to the spot. But it does work, but I'd like to see that removed from the game completely. You shouldn't be able to make saves by just pressing Y or triangle. And I'm a goalkeeper, and I think it's just, it kills the skill gap in the game, and it makes EA lazy because not enough people will complain because a lot of people do use this method. The throwing the ball out. So recently it's happened to me where there was one defender in front of me, my centre backs pushed out wide, and I had the opposition striker right in front of me. I ran to the edge of my box to throw the ball over his head to my right wing where he was completely free, and my goalkeeper just rolls the ball to the attacker straight to his feet when I'm holding down the A button to throw the ball out. Now, I think the way to change that would be if you just pressed A or held A, it does a small roll or a powerful roll if you want to get to like the right backs. And if you want to do a throw, maybe you should be able to press X or square. You hold that down, it does a throw. And then to kick the ball, you press B. I think that would be a good little addition to separate those commands because they holding A and pressing A, and it just messes the game up even more. So separating those inputs, I think, would be a good move. So these are a playstyle I think would be pretty cool to have, or just if EA can just bump it up in their sliders or do something with it. But I think getting up off the floor needs to be an improvement. Sometimes you make a save and your keeper takes ages to get up off the floor. It's embarrassingly long. It's too long. So it'd be nice if there was like a play style that you could add in where you can get up the floor quicker. That would think I'll be pretty cool. What we got else? We got here.
What did he say?
Oh yeah. Okay. So this is where I'm probably going to lose a lot of you here. Not because I play on manual, because I've played all 3 different save assistants, and I think there's assisted, there's semi, and manual. And I think between the 3, I think somewhere along the lines, like the game is struggling to work out with the EA AI help with making saves. And then you got the manual, which is completely manual. Then you got the semi, which is like half and half. I think just to draw a line straight through it all, I think it'd be great if they just added semi save assistance, and that is for everyone. You just play semi, where it's half and half. Everyone's on the same playing field for goalkeepers, and I think that would be a good improvement. So there's not different sliders for different save assistances. I think that could be a good improvement there. And that's me coming from manual, dropping down to semi, because I know a lot of you like playing on assisted. So to get the balance, just put it in semi and we all play on semi. Bring back the traditional and acrobatic goalkeeper playing styles. If you didn't know, years ago, you could make your build and you could select whether you wanted to be an acrobatic goalkeeper or a traditional. If you were acrobatic, you would get up a floor quicker. You would have better dive animations, a lot quicker, more nimble. And if you went traditional, you'd be able to catch the ball and hold it a lot more. You'd have a better parry when you're making saves. And you'd just be a bit physically more stronger with longer kicks and things like that. And I think that would be a good little addition to bring back to goalkeeping. Another playstyle I think would be pretty cool would be a playstyle to catch and hold the ball. Instead of a deflector where you're pushing it away, where you could catch and hold the ball, and that can be determined on your strength and physical and things like that, which gives you more options with your skill tree, where you can put more into strength with your height, and you can play around with it a little bit more and increase that ball handling. Because at the minute you can go 6'7", 200 pounds, and your handling could be 98, and you won't save a ball. You'll just push everything away. So the handling stats are useless. Again, going on to stats, the auto position is really bad. I know a lot of you again like using it, and I know it's a habit and you feel safe when you're holding it, but there's so many downsides to it. It delays your saves. It puts you in bad positions when the ball's moving left to right quickly, and it's just not good. I think they really need to rework it and get you moving along the lines a lot quicker, and you track the ball a lot quicker as the pass gets made. You know, your goalkeeper's positioning himself a lot better. There shouldn't be any delay when you're holding LB, but there is. Again, that's that assistance from EA and to your game. You know, it's causing that delay, which needs to be removed somehow. Just get rid of it. And again, your positioning stats as a goalkeeper don't mean nothing. You could be a 99 positioning stats holding LB or L1, and your positioning would be exactly the same like as if you didn't have any stats in your positioning. So that needs reworking big time. Goalkeeper general reaction speed and not diving, that needs to be worked on separate from the quick reflexes playstyle. Just in general, the reactions from a goalkeeper and the speed and not being able to dive, it's so infuriating. And again, I've been playing keeper since FIFA 11. I've seen it at its best, and now I've seen it at its worst. And I think from FIFA 20, that's when it's gone severely downhill. And for 5 years, for goalkeepers to be completely ruined, I think they really need to work on it. EA have this mindset that if there's a high scoring game, it's the most entertaining game. It may be in Ultimate Team for esports because they want to show high scoring games, don't want people to get bored when they're viewing it. But when you're talking about football in general and pro clubs and how it's meant to be played, goalkeeping is the most important player on the pitch. They should have all the tools to be able to stop the shots, but EA just keep pumping them with all the tools to score against keepers. Like we've already talked about how the reactions, the play styles don't work. We got nothing for us. On console, you guys are on 30 FPS playing as a goalkeeper against players who are on 60 FPS. There's just no equal playing field there for anyone. And then they adding in things like low driven shots and the shot power, and with the facilities you can get your shot power up to past 99 and the finishing and all this stuff, right? And you can say, yeah, but you can do that with a goalkeeper. We can have 99 stats on everything and we'll still feel the same. It's not the same. The shot power is ridiculous. If you played 2K, if you picked up the ball and you're dribbling and doing skills, your stamina bar goes down. Once your stamina bar gets red, for you to hit a 3-pointer or to score points, it is very hard. Obviously I don't know the percentages of it, but it's almost impossible to hit a 3-pointer when your stamina is completely low. And I'd like to see that added into FIFA, where if people are doing skills all the time, or they've ran the whole pitch on a counter attack and their stamina is low and it's like the 75th minute and they haven't got second wind, their shots shouldn't be as powerful as what they are, and their accuracy shouldn't be as accurate. I think the stamina has to come into play when it comes to shooting, and the amount of times people do like a 180 shot when they're facing away from you and it just goes in, like all that I think needs reworking again. But it's just pushing all the favor into the attackers to score goals, and as goalkeepers are there twiddling our thumbs, like it's not good. And then you got to try and explain to your competitive side that, look, it's not me, it's the game, and nobody believes you. Let's be honest here. And I want the game to play great, you know, attacking wise, defensively, midfield, I want the passing to work. I want everything to work. But goalkeeping, I think, is the biggest problem right now in FIFA. I think it's the worst. Yeah, that's all I want to talk about, is what I think needs to change, what I'd like to see added in. Because right now, all the play styles, they don't work. The only one, like I said, it kind of works the most is the one-on-one. And again, that isn't the best either. You know, we shouldn't be relying on a one-on-one for it to get us out of trouble. The far reach one should be triggering every single time they shoot from outside the box, but it never does. The footwork never happens. Let me know in the comments below, when was the last time your player pulled off a footwork save? It doesn't happen. Like, it very rarely happens. Cross claimer, who uses that? Comment down below if you use the cross claimer. Do you use the deflector? Who uses the far throw? I have it there because it's there to be used, right? But if I could choose between getting up off the floor quicker, or quick reflexes, or having acrobatic plays, you know, or something, that would be gone. I don't need the far throw. It's so bad. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think, what you would change, if there's anything that you'd like to see added in, if there's anything I've missed. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That EA really need to work on the goalkeepers, because if it's the same as this year in FC 26, that will probably be my last year playing FIFA, and I'll be moving on to different things until they get it fixed, because I can't be spending another year playing goalkeeper like that. But yeah, I just want to let you know again, just let you know, take off aerial if you're using it as a goalkeeper, please. There's so many goalkeeper builds out there saying use aerial. Guys, if it's one thing you're going to take from this video, it's that. Do not listen to the builds that tell you to use aerial on your goalkeeper. Please. It's the worst. But if you like the video, hit the like and subscribe and comment down below your thoughts on goalkeeping and pro clubs in general.